Stephen A. Smith finally responded to Jason Whitlock.
I have a bestseller. Where's his? I got let go by ESPN and they brought me back. They won't let him in within city limits. I'm telling you what I know. How'd the Fox thing work out? When he was on the air arguing with Christopher Broussard or arguing with Marcellus Wiley? What happened to him? He wants to talk about me. That's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, he'd give anything to have my job. He'd give anything to have my resume. He ain't on ESPN. I got the #1 show. Where his show do? How his show do? You ever see this despicable dude on television? I'm not even getting into how difficult he is to look at. I'm saying, have you ever listened to him? Who wants him? I don't speak like this, ladies and gentlemen, but what else, what other explanation is there other than his evil, vile tendencies than you want to be me? You wish you were in this position, didn't you? Don't you? You wish you had the #1 show for 12 years, don't you? You wish you could do that, don't you? You wish you could be on national television every day, don't you? It ain't bragging. I work for it. Everybody else works for it. The only people out here trying to hurt people is you. You have literally made a career off talking about people in the industry who do what you do. In other words, you don't want to do it better. Then why don't you have a job outside of Blaze TV? Why are you at Blaze TV? Not to knock Blaze TV, but we know that's not where you want it to be. You want to be at ESPN. You want to be running the black website. You want to go to Fox. You want to be on television. You want to do all of these things. Jason Whitlock, what's up? This article is an article written on Deadspin. How Jason Whitlock is poisoning ESPN's Black Grant Land. Because remember, Bill Simmons, who's now at Spotify doing a great job, obviously had Grantland at ESPN, and upon his departure, Jason Whitlock was supposed to take up the mantle and create a black website for folks. The same Jason Whitlock that said he's seen my writing, the same Jason Whitlock that implied that I couldn't write, the same Jason Whitlock that said that I'm lying. Let me read the graph to you that it says. Keep in mind, Stephen A. can't write. This staff, the one Whitlock was praising by way of warnings that if the writers and editors wouldn't align with his vision, he would get rid of them, was not the one Whitlock wanted. The Undefeated was originally meant to attract the best and brightest young black talent in the country, with Whitlock's aim set so high that he at one point seriously tried to recruit the Atlantic's Ta-Nehisi Coates, the sharpest cultural commentator in the business today. As things worked out, though, those young writers comprehensively refused to work with him. So did big-name ESPNers like Howard Bryant, Jemele Hill, and Stephen A. Smith. I couldn't write, huh? Spewing that bullshit to people. Did you tell them that? Did you tell them how you stood outside of First Take begging me to talk to you? Did you tell them that once this same article in Deadspin came out, weeks later you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email, begging me to forgive you, pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me? Did you tell the folks that, you bitch? Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit. Did you tell them that? Got the names. We got Jemele Hill. We got Howard Bryant. You want me to bring up the other writers that wouldn't work for you? Why it took you nearly 2 years to get an article out? Because you ran that shit so bad you were running it into the ground? what a disgrace you were to John Skipper, the former boss of ESPN, or the host of others? You want me to talk about that? I have a contract that I negotiated with ESPN and I signed in 2015. I don't know of anyone who has this in their contracts. I had it in my contract, and I have a copy of it, where it specifically stipulates that I never work with Jason Whitlock. It's in writing. No wonder you didn't see him on First Take. You didn't see him on Undisputed with Skip Bayless either. Skip Bayless wouldn't allow him on there. You didn't see him on Numbers Never Lie either. Jamel Hill and Michael Smith wouldn't allow him on there. Christopher Broussard for Fox Sports and Fox Sports Radio. He's one of the most religious, God-fearing, decent human beings you will ever encounter. It doesn't get any better than Christopher Broussard.
So I watched the full podcast, and while I wish Stephen A. addressed Jason Whitlock's points directly, like the 1.5 points per game in one game, even though he actually played in 9 games, or the tryout where Stephen A. made 17 shots in a row and got a full scholarship on the spot, there's no denying that Stephen A. made some good points here. It's clear many members of the media do not like Jason Whitlock, and many companies refuse to work with him. The best point Stephen A. made in that entire podcast was that email. Jason Whitlock is trying to expose the man that he was just begging for forgiveness not that long ago. Another great point Stephen A. made was that Deadspin article. Jason Whitlock said that Stephen A. can't write and that he's not a good journalist. But in that article, Jason Whitlock was looking to recruit some of the best writers, and guess who was on that list? Stephen A. Smith. What I didn't like about this response was the bragging from Stephen A. I thought it was a little much. You can say that he's jealous of you, maybe he is, but constantly saying that your book is a bestseller and that you've had the #1 show for 12 years, we know that, Stephen A. That's why he's calling you an industry plant. He knows you're popular. He's trying to expose your book and your career, saying that it's all fake. If Jason Whitlock thinks you're a complete fraud, bragging about your accomplishments doesn't help your case. Those accomplishments don't mean anything to him because he doesn't think you've actually earned them. But anyways, overall, I thought it was a good response. I thought Stephen A. made some great points there. Like I said, I just wish he directly addressed the accusations from Jason Whitlock. It would have made it much better. But that's all I have for this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Stephen A.'s response to Jason Whitlock. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more content just like this. And I will see you in the next upload.